Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending the HORIBA Process and Environmental webinar on system integration this morning. I'll be your master of ceremonies, MC, if you will. My name is Lance Sizek, and I'm the Gulf Coast Regional Sales Manager. I'll also be presenting this morning with Norio Kobayashi, who is our product specialist for North America. So, along with Norio and myself, Garrett Lawson covers the West Coast, Mick Dolan-Mayer covers the East Coast, and we're led by Frank DeThomas, who's the VP of North America for HORIBA. So, just a little agenda that we have here today. First and foremost, I'm going to talk very briefly about who is HORIBA, where did we come from, where are we today. I'll talk briefly about some of the products that we issue. I'll talk about the Houston facility, and at that point in time, I'll pass it over to Norio so he can discuss HORIBA's system integration capabilities, and then at the end, we'll finish up with a little question and answer session. So, who is HORIBA? HORIBA is a company that is designated as developing measurement and analysis technologies. We were founded back in 1953, headquartered in Kyoto, Japan. We have just a shade under 7,200 employees with 49 global locations, and as you'll see, we did just under 1.8 billion in sales in 2018. HORIBA has 5 business segments. Automotive test systems is one of the more well-known business segments based on their emissions monitoring. Process and environmental is obviously the focus of our discussion today, and what process and environmental is environmental and process systems, water quality, and environmental regulations. Then there's also the medical sector, there's the semiconductor sector, and the scientific sector. But as I mentioned, our main focus today is going to be about the process and environmental group. The Americas, as I mentioned, we have approximately 49 offices across the globe. These are the sites that are in the North and South Americas. So not all of these sites are process and environmental. Our focus today is going to be on basically the Irvine, California facility, which is our admin and some of our product management, but more specifically the Pasadena, Texas office, which is actually relatively new for us, which we'll dive a little deeper into the capabilities that we have at those two facilities. So again, main focus as far as process and environmental, Irvine, California, and then Pasadena, it's a suburb of Houston. It's about southeast of Houston, about 20 minutes outside of Houston, but you'd never know it. It's all populated. Some of the products that the Process and Environmental Group offers, well, at the end of the day, it's all about air monitoring for us. So we have some process gas analyzers, whether it's a trace gas analyzer in the GA370 or a multi-gas analyzer in the VA5000, the ambient monitor, AAP370, our new toy, the portable gas analyzer, the PG300, and then the gold standard, the ENDA, is our continuous emissions monitoring system, the CEMS. So the bulk of what we'll see today in our discussions, or what you might see, would be probably the VA5000 or the ENDA 7000, although both the GA and the AP have been used in system integration as well. About HORIBA Houston, as I mentioned, it's relatively new for us. It was originally Cameron Process, which was founded back in 1985. HORIBA purchased it in 2012, and we opened our new building, as I mentioned, in Pasadena back in 2018. It is 100% HORIBA employees. We are a non-union shop, and the office actually houses CAD designers, project managers, electricians, mechanical engineers, and here very recently we are going to be doing our manufacturing of all of our North American products in the Pasadena facility. So that's very exciting news for us. As far as things that get done, as I mentioned, CAD designers, project management, etc., this is where we do all of our integration. So when it comes to analyzer shelters and analyzer integration, we are capable of providing a turnkey solution for you. So whether you need an enclosure, whether you need a rack, or whether you need a Class 1 Div 2 shelter, we have the capability of doing all of that. We also offer field service and embedded service contracts. So whether you need field installation, startup, commissioning, maintenance, or support, we have that capability, as well as we also offer long-term embedded service technicians in certain facilities. That way you can be relieved of any, stress, if you want to call it, as far as upkeep and maintenance on your HORIBA and or other analyzers. Lastly, we offer RADA testing, so relative accuracy test audits. We have the capability of doing that, and if you have further interest in that, please feel free to reach out to myself, Mick, or Garrett, and we can certainly have a discussion with you about that. Factory capabilities and capacity, just kind of a rundown of some of the things we're capable of doing. Obviously, we discussed very briefly some of the shelters, so whether it's fiberglass, stainless steel, Class 1, Div 2, or general purpose, we can integrate analyzers into those types of shelters. Some of the other things we can do: sample system construction, rack construction. Again, obviously we can implement our analyzers, but I think a very key aspect we need to focus on is the fact that we can integrate non-HORIBA analyzers. So whether you have an ABB, if you have a Servomex, if you have a Hawk, if you have a CEMS, we have the capability, we have the process knowledge, we have the electrical and mechanical integration history, if you will, and experience to be able to integrate those types of solutions seamlessly. Our manufacturing facility has about 30,000 square feet of space. We can fit 22 10 by 20 by 9 shelters inside of a climate controlled environment, and then we have room for 8 more shelters of the same size in our outdoor covered testing area. So plenty space for us to be able to handle any sort of workload that should happen to come our way. So with that being said, I am going to pass ownership of the presentation here over to Norio. Again, if you have any questions, I'd like to ask you to please log those questions into the chat box down at the bottom. Those will be proctored and will be answered at the end of the session. So I hope that you have a fantastic day. And again, if you have any questions, please do reach out to myself, Mick, Garrett, Norio, or Frank. We're all here to help you. So with that being said, I'll pass it over to Norio now. Thanks.
All right, as mentioned earlier, I'm going to talk about HORIBA analyzer system integration. There are many important topics related to the integration to be discussed. I hope the presentation will give you a clear idea what HORIBA capabilities can present and point out how the system integration works for you. The first thing I want to talk about is what roles of analyzer system integrator are. One of the biggest roles is to protect expensive analyzers. At the site, there are many factors which may damage your analyzers. Integrator considers how the analyzer can show its performance properly under the variety of conditions, and at the same time, how the analyzer can be protected from sample conditions, ambient conditions, weather conditions. To achieve this goal, HORIBA provides 30+ years experience on the design of shelter and sample system. Of course, system integrator needs to meet the requirement for the hazardous location, safety system standards, electrical standards. Based on those experience, HORIBA provides best design of analyzer shelter and sample conditioning system for analyzer performance. In the meantime, we never forget about the cost. HORIBA has long relationship with local vendors and being managing supplier network, because managing supplier network will turn into the part of our turnkey solution quality and cost. HORIBA always keeps skilled manufacturing craftsmen, and those people are 100% HORIBA employee. With these employees, we can keep the schedule, outputs from the plan, and expected quality. This management philosophy ensures the quality and cost control. The project management will manage the team for the project. Those factors are the essential of our business. When you talk about packaging, there are many types of solutions. Here I am showing three types of package: panel mount, enclosure, and complete shutters. For panel mount, you can install the systems anywhere. Most reason why users pick this is because you can install it close to the sample tap point. This is inexpensive solution. Standalone field rack mount sample system could be on backside. Power junction, signal junction would come on the rack too. The point you don't like is because operator have to maintain it outside where it's hot and super noisy, it could be very cold. Enclosure is preferred for CEMS applications. Air conditioner is required most cases when it's installed outside, or sometimes inside too. Maybe heater could be installed in the cabinet to keep certain range of temperature inside of the cabinet. HORIBA CEMS allow user to access the touch panel display for the operation without opening the cabinet. But most of the CEMS cabinet needs you to open the cabinet for the operation. Enclosure could be a small shutter which hold two CEMS or three in one enclosure, or small cabinet which allow people to walk in. Calibration gas will be installed outside always. Enclosed complete shutter is most expensive solution. It can hold multiple analyzers. Inside the shutter is purged most case and cooled, so operator prefers to use this solution for the better work conditions. Since it is enclosed, toxic gas or explosive gas could be around you, and those gases always need to be monitored for your safety. All of electrical wiring or signal wiring is pre-wired when it is delivered, so all of the commissioning could be done at the same time and quickly. This is a great benefit of the complete shutters. Other than that, there are three-sided shutters. Looks like a bus stop station. This doesn't require air conditioner and area monitors since all the devices is exposed to the outside. Three-sided shutter protects the analyzer from wind and rain and lower cost than complete shutter. But when you compare with the complete shutter, of course, complete shutter will help, to keep the lifetime longer for the analyzers. When you design shelter, you need to consider following contents. Shelter materials, it could be concrete, fiberglass, metal, depends on the customer preference. Area classifications, ambient conditions. Knowing weather in each area is very important. For example, south is very humid area, so you need some special sealing on every conduit. Governing electrical code, personnel safety system, sample conditioning system, weighted sample metallurgy requirement, analyzer environmental requirements. Since each analyzer has different spec for the environmental conditions, a system integrator needs to provide proper temperature control inside of the shutter to get the analyzer work properly. Lastly, integrator provides client data interface. More and more case, shutter provides one single optic fiber cable to DCS. HORIBA combines every analyzer output, alarm information, system information of shutter into the one fiber optic cable. Of course, HORIBA can be flexible to provide you any type of hardwire. Here I would like to set why HORIBA. Here's why. Because HORIBA has more than 60 years history as a leading manufacturer of the analyzer. HORIBA has 80% market share of car emission testing, 20% market share of CEMS business in Asia. Those gas measurement and sample handling are our fundamental business. We acquired 30 plus years experience from PAI, which capable to handle other brand third-party products. With successful merger, it made possible to provide a knowledgeable turnkey solution. Also, please keep in mind HORIBA has field crew offering field support, site assessment, installation and demolition, embedded service and operation, local upgrade and modification. Here are the popular applications we are offering: CEMS, HRVOC, liquid and gas process, fuel and flare gas, liquefied natural gas, isomerization unit, ethylene, polyethylene, boilers, furnaces. For the shelter design, I would like to pick a couple of points that users should carefully check. HORIBA provides better conduit drain seals. Many users like this design. Please take a look at the picture on the right top. This sealing helps to drain condensated moisture out, especially if you are working on the golf course area. You definitely need this to deal with rich moisture conditions. HORIBA uses swedge lock fittings as a standard, but we are pretty flexible if the plant has specific. We do not use carbon steel for integration. Depends on the samples. We use a silicone coating or Monel materials. Also, we design the things for the operator friendly. So please take a look at the picture on the right at the bottom. This is instrument station. Dual instruments station will keep the system running even you are replacing one of filters. Sampling system is completely designed by HORIBA. So now I would like to show you a couple of examples of the sample system, how we treat the sample gas conditions. The picture on the right is showing a multi-stream sample system, and those sample system can be used for gas chromatography analyzer applications and BTU measurement. And also we provide regular CEMS type of sample system. HORIBA's budget system is widely used for the plant who is using cooling water. Sample system is used to monitor hydrocarbons in cooling water, and all the materials are stainless steel. HORIBA offers FID analyzer comes together with the sample system. Silicone coating is used when you detect H2S monitoring, since H2S is stainless steel. For the other applications, such as low concentration of moisture measurement or ammonia measurement, silicone coating conveys the sample very smoothly. Monel material is very good for EDC applications, alkaline and acidic environments. When you design HVAC system, you will need to calculate the heat load inside of the shelter and determine the size of HVAC capacity. The design of air intake is also another thing need to be designed. Sometimes fresh air intake install air monitor because you don't want to feed the flammable gas or toxic gas into the shelter for the purging. So those are the all considered when you are installing the shelter at site. HORIBA follows the governing electrical codes NFPA, CSA, ATEX, ICX. If you have any other local requirements or certification requirements, please feel free to ask. Personnel safety system, we call them area monitors. The system monitors air conditions inside the shelter. Example of area monitors are CO monitoring, LEL, CH4, H2S, O2, etc. All of area monitors are connected to alarm system. Alarm system gives you a warning indication visibly and audibly. Here are the examples of the data interface. Every hard wires are pre-wired, and the client interface would be single fiber optic cable plus hard wires, alarm, I/O, etc. We offer a customized solution based on the requirements. Now, I would like to show you a couple of project documentations. This is one of the example. So just take a look what types of documents we are providing. Example drawing is going to be a plan view, outline layout, electrical wiring with BOM, flow schematics with BOM, headers with BOM. Now I'm showing the plan view drawing. This is the top view drawing. You can see that Yokogawa GC in there. The big HVAC calibration gas cylinder is located outside on the right. There's a couple of lights inside. So just overall, top plan view. This is one of big shelter, 10 by 26. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GCs in there, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 CEMS analyzers inside of the building. So those all of the analyzers gonna be installed at the same time if you pick the big shutter. Just needs a lot of power. 75 kVA transformer and distribution box gives all power to all of the devices. Outline layout. This is the view from outside. As you can see, 3 wall mount sample system is mounted on the wall. There are 3 ABB GCs mounted on the shutter. This is another side of outline layout. One of the side is having HVAC and also visible alarm panel is right there. Electrical wiring, this is one of the example, but as you can see, we provide you with all of bill material. So you can see that all of the manufacturer and the parts number on the right side. This is the flow schematics, so you can see how the sample travel from the field to exterior sample system and interior gas line, and also how the sample gas goes out to the return line or atmosphere or just trace rays at the burning out. Flow schematic sample system is like this. This is one example of the sample control system for GCs. This is the headers. You can see that all of the roles of each valves and headers. Alright, that's all my slides. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope I could clarify everything HORIBA can do, and we are looking forward to working with you guys soon. Thank you so much.